Thank you for signing up for Busy People Dog Training. Today I'm going to show you how to get your dog started with targeting. So the first thing I like to teach is teach the dog to touch their nose to my hand. And then from there, once the dog does that reliably, there's a lot you can apply that behavior to. But then you can also train the dog to touch other things too, and to go away from you to touch a target, which can help with distance work. I'm going to show you how to start out by teaching your dog to touch their nose to your hand. So I like to use a combination of shaping and capturing for this. If the dog, so I'm going to demonstrate how I start. So first I just hold my hand out. So she started to look at my hand and move toward it, so I captured that. Dogs are often naturally interested when we hold something out, so they may immediately try to go and sniff your hand, and if they do so, capture that. And if the dog doesn't go all the way to your hand, capture any glance or movement toward your hand. So there I captured her moving toward my hand. There I captured her just looking at my hand. And once your dog is reliably going and touching your hand when you hold it out, you can start to move your hand a little bit and see if the dog will follow. So at first just move your hand a couple inches. And gradually have the dog follow your hand for longer and longer stretches. Also try putting your hand at different levels. And some dogs may get confused and try to follow your hand if you put it lower. If that's the case, then just put it a little bit lower. And then see if your dog will hop up to touch your hand. If they hop up to touch your hand, that really shows they know what this is about. So once the dog is following your hand, you can use that to help teach loosely walking and heeling. Gradually, you can have the dog follow your hand just for longer and longer stretches. And when they eventually catch up, they get a click and a treat. And that's how you can start to apply that to loosely walking and to heeling. You can also apply this to the recall. Some dogs respond better to the hand touch and will come more reliably if you put your hand out than if you use the come cue or whatever your recall cue is. And that might be because the touching your hand is something more concrete in the dog's mind than just coming to you, coming to your general vicinity. So it helps some dogs with the recall as well. Good girl, nice demonstration. So once your dog is touching your hand, you can then transfer the targeting to other objects. This is a commercial target stick that you can buy. It's a telescoping stick, and Penny knows what it is. But to transfer the target behavior to a different object, first put the object in your hand, and then click and treat any interest. Your dog should, at this point, should go right to your hand, and the object is between your hand and the dog's nose, so the dog is going to touch the object first. And once the dog is doing that, you can gradually move the object. If it's a target stick, it's pretty easy to gradually move it just beyond your fingers. So the dog, and then only click and treat if the dog actually touches the target stick, and not if they go to your hand. And you can gradually move it out. Did I drop some? Thanks for helping. And another thing you can do, once the dog is touching the target stick, when you're holding it in your hand, you can then put it, this one comes with a base, so you can position it away from you. Whether it's a target stick or whether it's a piece of paper or anything else you're holding in your hand, you can then transfer that and put that in different places. Some people use a sticky note, like a Post-it note, and once a dog is touching the Post-it note in their hand, they'll transfer it to like a wall, to a doorknob, teach the dog to open the door by touching the knob with their, or the door with their nose, especially if you don't just push it. So you can put your hand in front of it like that. And then only click and treat if the dog hits the target stick instead of your hand, and you can gradually back up. Target. 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 And then you can sing the dog to it, and as you can gradually move it further and further. Target. Sit. Yes, get it. So once a dog learns targeting, you can send the dog to the target and then ask them to do another behavior. Like there I was sending her to it and asking her to sit. Target. Sit. Get it. Good girl. And I'm throwing the treat to her to encourage her to stay at the target and not come back to me before sitting. But that's more advanced work. But I wanted to show you a little bit about what you can do with targeting once you get to a more advanced level. But that's my introduction to targeting video. You just start out with your hand, and you can then move on to all kinds of other things. So thanks for watching. Please email me if you have any questions, or if you want me to go into any more detail about anything. Thanks for watching.